Hello and welcome to Rewriting Reality. We are live on Facebook and it's been a crazy day, a crazy month. There is a lot going on. I can see people jumping on the call. This is really, really cool. So it's been so busy, I actually forgot to book a guest this month. So it's just me. So I'm going to do a little bit of talking. I'm going to tell you what's going on. And then I'm going to actually start bringing on some of the people that are online and doing some belief shifting with them. So special treat for those people. I got my booster juice. I love my booster juice. So that's happening. Okay. So let me get to what is all happening here. With the breakthrough show has got a lot more shows. And I want to talk a little bit about that. If I can find all the shows, there's so many shows. Project Joy is on this morning, so you already missed it, but every Monday morning, check out Project Joy. It's at 8 a.m. Eastern, which is like 7 a.m. when she's actually broadcasting. I can't believe Jessica gets up that early to do a show, but she does. One day I might actually get up early and join her, but we'll see because I like to sleep in. And there's a new show with the Jacksons that's coming on each week. There's, of course, Ask Crystal. There is the Breakthrough Show on Friday. So get on to the Breakthrough Show. See the Breakthrough Show, it's on my screen, the Breakthrough Show. Look for that logo and check out all the shows. I think I'm forgetting something else that's coming up. Hold on, I'm on that, on Java Delight. Java Delight, I'm going to be on Java Delight on Thursday at 10 a.m. So you want to check that out too. Go to the Breakthrough Show. It's on Facebook. It's also online. Look for the Breakthrough Show and find out all this stuff. It's great. A lot of stuff happening. It's exciting. I'm happy for Jessica. I'm happy for me and to be part of this. And I can see attendees starting to show up. So I'm going to have some fun with them in a little while. But I also want to talk to you about the Wealthy Healers Summit. That is coming up November 15th to 17th. And I decided to do this. Oh, we got a hello from Florida, from Alyssa. Hey. And I decided to do this summit because I've noticed when I go to different groups, networking groups, events, when it comes to healers, there are a lot of them that are struggling, that are, and not necessarily struggling in a bad way, although there are those, but there are some that are just making enough to get by and not really thriving as healers. And why aren't you thriving as a healer? So it's an interesting situation. And some of it is just the lack of business knowledge. But as you've probably learned from, if you've been watching my show, if you've been coming out to my workshop, excuse me, I was having some popcorn just before. A lot of it is mindset. And a common mindset I've seen with healers is it's a gift. And when I'm talking healers, I'm not just talking about like energy healers or Reiki practitioners, stuff like that. I'm talking about coaches. I'm talking about counselors, therapists. Well, some therapists get paid really well, but there's other therapists that are still stuck there. Physiotherapists, recovery specialists. A lot of them are doing okay, but they could be doing great. And I'd love everyone to be doing great because the healing professional, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, it's making an impact on so many people. And you should get paid for that. You should be wealthy when you help people to heal. So we've created this summit, and I'm doing it with Courtney Lyons, who is a, why am I blanking on this? She's an automation specialist. And so she takes systems that you have in place that you may be doing repetitive actions and shows you how to automate them so you do less in your business. And that's one aspect of the summit as well. So one aspect is the mindset. And we're going to have experts, and have dozens of experts talking about mindset, We're going to have wealthy healers talking about their journey and how they did it and how you can do it. We're going to have business experts talking to you about how to improve your business. We're going to have people that show you how to get money, people that show you how to do social media right. People like Courtney, and specifically Courtney, will be there teaching you how to automate things. And so with all these resources, it's a matter of just sort of giving you the knowledge and shifting the mindset so that you can make a lot of money healing, right? And it's funny because if you know me, I can feel the energy. I can still feel people that are watching this that are in resistance to healing shouldn't be about the money. And I'm like, why not? Like, not only about the money, but it's okay to heal and make money. I mean, it's okay to play hockey and make millions of dollars. It's okay to play football and make millions of dollars. Why can't you heal and make millions of dollars? I mean, isn't that having a bigger impact? Right? Football is like people are cheering and they're watching you do something and they're not actually even involved. It's not really changing their lives unless they're betting lots of money and winning or losing. But if they're just there for the enjoyment, that's it, entertainment. If you're there and you're making a difference in someone's life, why not get paid well for it? There was a cartoon I had seen that it made me smile, and it said, "In an alternate universe." And what it showed was a bunch of guys at the basketball court and a limousine passing by, and one of the guys says, "Oh, there goes Professor Jones. Man, I really wish I had become a teacher and got paid millions to educate people rather than just hang around on the basketball court where you don't really make much money." And I thought, wow, imagine that universe where the benefit you give to changing people and empowering them and educating them was proportional to the amount of money you make. Like, that's a whole different world. But that could be this world. Because again, it comes down to mindset. If you don't think you should get paid a lot for what you're doing when you're having a big impact, then you're not going to get paid. Right? Today is last Monday. So besides the Breakthrough Show, I have 5 other workshops, hour-long each, all free, where at the end of each workshop, I work on 2 people and shift their beliefs. And this morning, of course, there was a participant who is a healer that isn't charging, and this is not uncommon. So making a difference, seeing he's making a difference, worried that he won't make a difference if he starts charging. And so he's doing all this work for free, and it's not helping him, it's helping these other people. And why can't he get paid for helping other people? It seems to be okay if you're like a doctor and you've got your medical degree that now you can get paid, but I've seen healers that have healed things doctors couldn't heal, and yet the doctors are getting paid 6 and 7 figures, and why aren't the healers getting paid the same thing? So you might start to get that I'm very, very passionate about this, right? So that's what's happening with the Wealthy Healer Summit, and it's wealthyhealers.com. I think we also bought wealthyhealersummit.com, but go to wealthyhealers.com and you can check it out and sign up and attend. And if you are watching this and you are a wealthy healer, there's 2 things I'm looking for. Wealthy healers, I'd love for you to talk at the summit, tell your story, inspire other people. But also, if you are someone that creates wealthy healers, so if you are a coach, like a business coach, if you help people with marketing or branding, if you show people how to get money for their business, if you show people how to do social media, if, I'm trying to think all these different ways that any way that you help a business to grow, if you know how to take a person's knowledge and turn it into a course and get that course out there, then I'd love for you to talk and explain it to the people that are coming to the summit. And the 2 people, we want lots of people, 2 types of people that we're looking for the summit are those healers that aren't making enough. But also, and this may be you, are you one of those people that has, say, a corporate job that's paying you well, so you want to stay in it, but really you have this passion, you'd love to be a healer. You'd love to just say, you know what, I'm going to go do Reiki, I'm going to do energetic magic, I'm going to do physiotherapy, I'm going to be a grief counselor, whatever, but it's not going to pay as well as I make as much money as I'm making now. It absolutely can, and that's what we want to show you at the summit. So come on out and learn this stuff, okay? And remember, you can have money. It's okay. It's not there's a purpose and profit summit going on right now. And I'm actually speaking at that at 5 p.m. Eastern. So, and this point of that summit is there's a common misconception that you've got to choose purpose over profit or you're not a good person. Right? It's always going to be purpose versus profit. It's not. It's purpose and profit. You can have both. Stop making it a choice. Stop letting other people tell you it's a choice. You know, we're welcome to all the abundance in the world. It's just a matter of how much are you letting in. Right? People feel guilty if they have too much money. People feel guilty if they've got a special skill and they can do it easily, but then they have to charge for it, or they're told they have to charge for it. And in order to avoid that guilt, you just don't create a lot of money in your life, in your profession, or you don't do it. You do something else that legitimately pays you enough money. Now, let me tell you, if you can have a YouTube channel out there where you do stupid things and people just laugh at you and you can make millions of dollars doing that, then you can have a business where you help people in a significant way and make even more. Okay. That's my message. That's kind of my rant. And I see a few people. So we got Diane's there, Melaine, Melissa. If you would like to get work done, I don't know who's out in Facebook land too. I'm gonna have to check there. But if you would like to get work done, then raise your hand and we're going to bring you live on the show and do some belief shifting. And if not, I'm going to just keep talking about concepts and principles and keep this thing going for a while longer. And don't worry, I got lots to talk about. I can keep talking forever. You know, my friends and family will talk about how they try to shut me up. But, oh, we've got a hand up. So we're going to bring Elaine up. Boom. Here she comes. All right. How you doing? You need to unmute and we're going to have a conversation.
I'm doing well, better.
Better. Feeling
Yes.
better since we talked earlier today.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So what would you like to work on?
Based on that earlier conversation, reality around relationships, friendships and family relationships. And I guess establishing healthier relationships.
Okay.
No, that's
well, I was just like healthier. What does that mean? What does healthier relationships mean?
Healthier in that it's not one-sided. I think there's been times where I have not spoken about or spoken up about like how I felt about things, just because it's like I'm not bothered by a lot of things, but so many other people are. And so I think that I make concessions sometimes more than I should.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay. It's interesting because even the statement, I'm not bothered, did not come up completely true. So.
Well, yeah, I am bothered, but I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, I thank you. So I probably am, but I haven't made an issue because it's not. I think that relationships are about a certain amount of compromise. And what I found is that I probably compromise more than most.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And why do you need to compromise most again?
I'm believing that I don't need to as much. That's what the conclusion I'm coming to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you're not the one that's compromising, what's going to happen?
Maybe tension.
Anything else?
Some could end, which is okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it your responsibility to make sure that the relationships run smoothly?
No, not mine alone.
Yeah, it's not coming up true. Okay. All right. So who taught you that it's up to you and you alone to make sure that relationships run smoothly?
Uh, I'm sure that's some family stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So are you
definitely.
willing to step out of your family story that it's up to you to make sure your relationships run quickly, smoothly?
I am. I'm ready for that.
Okay. Well, that's starting to move. Okay, there's some ego going on in here. Do you like being the one that has to make sure everything runs smoothly?
No, not really. There probably was a time, but no. um,
Okay,
it,
again, that's not coming up true. And this is
mm,
not that uncommon because there's a certain pride. It's like without me, like this whole thing would fall apart. Like they don't know how good they have it because I'm here, right? And you may not say these things, but it just you can feel it deep down. Sometimes you may say them, right? And so then because that puts the importance on you, then the compromises always have to end. Even it's funny because you can actually create situations where there wasn't a need to compromise, but then it would feel hollow to you that everything just worked out, and I didn't have to step up and be the one to make sure everything worked out great. So then an issue has to come in. So
mm.
okay, and that actually that there's a lot there. Are you willing to step out of the story that relationships could feel hollow and empty, or will feel hollow and empty, if you don't have to step up and make sure everything goes right?
Can you say that again?
Are you willing to step out of the story that relationships will feel hollow and empty if you don't have to step up and make sure everything goes right?
I would like to.
I, you would like to, I know, but you're going into resistance there. And you didn't say yes like you usually do. You just put, I would like to. Right?
Well, but because I didn't realize I was, so that's probably the resistance. Because I'm like, I didn't realize that I was,
Okay.
and I definitely would like to. So, because I don't need the responsibility. I have had enough.
Okay. Again, that's not completely true. And this is the thing, because there's the energy. I'm definitely feeling the energy because you're in resistance right now. I can feel you just sort of pushing back against what we're talking about. But even before, when I said, "Are you willing to step out there?" You're like, "Yes, yes." But now you're like, "I would like to," and you're not actually saying yes because part of you doesn't want to give that yes because it's just like, "But this makes me feel important. This makes me feel powerful. This is the energy that I've been in, and it feels good." Even though consciously you're like, "No, I don't want to keep doing this. This sucks. This is," but there's an addiction to that. Oh, I saved the day again. I'm the one that made this feel good. I'm the one that had to compromise. Look how noble I am to make the compromise and compromise more than everyone else because no one else is willing to do it.
Oh, so well, no, I'm definitely willing to step outside of that. I'm
Okay.
not interested in at all.
Okay. So now,
But
okay, so
yes,
now like that,
now
I guess now that I've explained it, because it's shifted now. There's the resistance is going away here. Okay, so
yes,
are you willing to step out of the story that you have to be the one that compromises and make sure everything goes smoothly?
absolutely yes.
There we go. Okay, how's that feel? Okay. So now imagine if moving forward in your relationships, other people are willing to compromise as much or more than you, or in some cases, there's just not a need because everything's just in flow. There's no need to compromise. Everyone gets what they want.
Beautiful thing.
Mhm. Okay. You will still be as powerful and as important in those situations, right? It's important to get that because your subconscious is going to want to kick back and say, you know what? This feels easier, but am I still as important now that everything's easier? Because when things were harder, they needed me more. And you have to let that urge to get back into there just settle down and get out. Okay. Whew. All right. Cool. Welcome. All right. We've got another hand up. Change role. Close that door. Okay, I'm back. And we're going to go to Diane. I thought I promoted her. Oh, maybe I didn't. Try again. Here she comes.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
So I wanted a side job.
Okay.
Help me. And like I know it would help me buy a new car. And for some reason I somehow stopped myself. I don't know what I'm doing, but subconsciously I know there's something around that.
Okay. Okay. Let's just start with do you want a new car?
I do, but I don't. There's something
Okay, so that's
behind
part
it.
of the problem.
Like I enjoyed having a car, but I don't know what it was. That's I don't know. It's weird.
Okay. So what's so bad about having a new car?
I guess the expenses. I guess that's what bothers me. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay. Okay, so there's a couple things there. If you had the side job, what do you have to sacrifice for the side job?
My weekends.
Okay. So if you got a new car, would you just be working all the time just to support the car?
Oh, that's what it is. That's exactly it.
Okay. So are you willing to step out of the story that if you got a car, you would only be working to support the car?
Yes. Sorry, they're renovating.
So remember, it's your reality to create. And if you decide that having a car means working all this extra time to support that car, that's exactly the reality you're going to create. But you could create a reality. It's like, wow, I'd like to have a car. So it would be nice if I could just be making more money now, making, not working any more hours, but just making more money so that I could afford the car. Or, what would be cool is if someone just gave me a car. I'm open to someone just giving me a car. Why do I have to buy the car? Why can't they just drop in my lap? That would be cool too.
I keep telling myself that doesn't necessarily have to be money. They could come a different way, but
Yep.
I guess I stopped myself. Like when I was younger, I was more open to it because I remember when I was really young, I would like predict things. And then it got to the point where I was predicting things to the point I'm like, am I predicting things or manifesting it? And then ever since then, I stopped. After I like made that conscious awareness of like, oh, I must be making it happen. And then ever since then,
So you're not allowed to make it happen?
I feel like I'm not allowed. Like, I don't know, it scared me because it got like I was always saying, okay, this is gonna happen. And then everybody be like, oh my God, it did happen. But then it was so often I'm like, am I guessing it? Or because I'm saying it, it's showing up.
So before, if you wanted something, it would just happen. You didn't need help from anyone. You just say it's going to happen. Right?
Well, 2 times I've done that, but no, like I would just predict it. And then I was in the beginning, I was like, oh, I'm good at guessing. And then I got to the point where I'm like, I was doing it so well. I'm like, I must be like just thinking it and it's just manifesting.
And that's wrong.
I felt like it was wrong
Okay.
once I was aware of it.
Whose story is it that it's wrong?
Religion also popped in my head.
Okay. So are you willing to step out of the story that it's wrong to know what's going to happen or to cause what's going to happen because the church says it's wrong?
Yes.
It's not a real yes.
No.
So why aren't you allowed to go against the doctrines of the church and create whatever life you want?
Because I'm not God.
Well,
Also
there's some
popped in.
arguments to that. But here's
Yeah.
the thing. Aren't there a lot of people in the Bible that predicted what was going to happen and it happened? And they weren't God?
That's true, yeah.
Okay. And isn't the reason that they were able to do that because they felt so connected to God?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So if you're doing this, it doesn't mean you're going against God. It means you're just in tune with God in a bigger way than everyone else.
That's true.
So is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to stop predicting and creating what's going to happen because it goes against the Bible and the church?
Yes.
So here's the thing is that the Bible exists. A lot of the holy texts exist to show you that when you connect with God, you can create miracles. Things will just show up for you. But people have taken it to be, well, this is what used to happen, and these people were holy people, and that's not the case anymore. But no, it's an instruction manual on how to do this, right? That's why they wrote it. So if you can get to a point where you are creating miracles on a regular basis, you have learned what was being taught the way it was meant to be interpreted, as opposed to just doctrines of don't commit sin. It's like, no, create whatever the hell you want. Do it from joy, do it from fun, do it from love, and you can have it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how's that feel?
Lighter.
Cool. Okay.
Thank
So you're
you.
going to manifest whatever the hell you want now?
Yep.
That actually felt
Thank
pretty
you.
light. Okay. You're welcome. Okay, we have more people have arrived. Remember, if you'd like to get worked on, just throw your hand up, throw your hands up, put it in the air. We got some highs from Danelle and CK Ford and Jessica. Woohoo, hey guys. Out there on Facebook land. Danelle, you've never actually seen me work on people, so I never explained the coughing. When energy shifts, I cough. And for people that are new to the show, that was going on. I'm not sick or anything. It's just I'm not sick that way. Can't be. But we were having fun that way. And we're going to work on some more people. But if you want to, I can see you guys out there in Facebook Live. I'm going to put a comment in the Facebook thingy. which should be the link to the show. So if you want to jump on, we can get some work done on YouTube. Why is the scroll bar not working? I've got the volume up loud and clear for all. Oh my God, Target is listening to the whole thing. Okay, cool, Target. I don't know if you're still in Target after, that was 9 minutes ago. I'm not keeping track of these comments fast enough. Hey, Target, what's up? Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna go to Melissa next. I think I've worked on Melissa, although I've seen her comments. Maybe I have. I worked on quite a few people today. I'm losing track. Did it work? Let's try again. Looks like I had to do it twice today. Maybe she's dismissing my request to be a panelist. I'm driving, but I can do it because I have a stand. Okay, but it says you declined to be promoted to panelist. Okay, when you stopped driving, when you pulled over, let's just throw it in the chat and we'll do that. In the meantime, let's go to Jarrett, see if he declines. It said you declined. I'm sorry. I'm not the one declining, you're declining, but we're going to get to you next.
Oh,
And this is the other thing, just before we get to Jared. Melissa, do not come on while you're driving, even if you're not looking and just talking to me, because these shifts can cause you to have an accident,
sure.
right? They can be quite powerful. So that's why you want to pull over and then we have it and then you can get back on the road. So let's see what Jared has to say. And then if you're not driving, if you've pulled over, I'm going to get back to you, Melissa. Okay, Jared, what's up?
Good day. Before I left Canada to come to the USA to invest in this piece of real estate, I talked to the contractor about getting all the paperwork and the permits. And even when I was here, I talked to him twice about it. And basically City Hall's right across the street from my property. He saw some stuff being delivered a week ago. Gave me a phone call, said, show me your permits. Contractor really didn't have any. So they shut the project down. So now they said I need an architect to come in here and check it out for the sprinkler systems and the bank. There's a second and third floor on the bank. I think they changed it. It used to be residential a long time ago. I think they changed it maybe to commercial on the second floor. So bottom line is this thing got slowed down. And even before I left Canada, I said to the contractor, have the paperwork lined up. And I'm just experiencing the contractor just lying to me 110%. It's getting frustrating. I found a new contractor, but in the meantime, I got to kind of finish off with this guy on that.
Okay. So when you got to finish up with them, can the new contractor not do what the old contractor was supposed to do?
Yeah, but he's got all my money, so how am I going to get my money back?
Okay.
Is there a way I can get my money back?
There's always ways you can get your money back. You can bring lawyers into the situation, but do you want your money back?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's actually coming up true. Did you want the money when you made the deal with the contractor?
Did I want the money? Clarify that question.
Did you want to lose the money when you made the
lose
deal with
money?
the contractor?
No, definitely not.
Okay, so that's not coming up true.
Okay.
Okay, so remember what's happened is when you started this, you were very, very uncomfortable in the amount of money that you're living in right now. And you were picking people and doing deals so that you could start to lose that money. This is the remnant of that because you've shifted into a space where you're okay to have more and more money. So we can shift a little about it, but this is basically that stuff going through the pipeline and clearing itself out. So let's just check in. Is there any way you can get your money back?
Yes, the contractor did say 2 weeks ago that he's like, hey, if you want, I can give you your money back. And he mentioned it to my partner also.
Okay. All right. So will you get that money back?
Yes.
Okay, so that's not coming up true. So it's interesting because it came up true that there's a way. And I know some people are listening and I'm like, it sounds like logical questions, but I'm reading the energy of what's going on with him inside there. So are you willing, ow, wow, you're even going to resistance. Are you willing to step out of the story that you're not going to get your money back?
Yes.
Do you need to teach yourself a lesson for hiring the wrong contractor?
No.
That's not coming up true. So that could be a reason you don't get the money back. It's just how here's the lesson. You lost this much money. So remember that when you're young, you get punished by your parents for doing something wrong, and that's you getting taught the lesson. As an adult, the issues you've already gone through are the lesson. You don't need to punish yourself on top of that. So are you willing to step out of the story that you need to punish yourself for choosing the wrong contract?
Yes.
Okay, how's that feel?
Not sure.
It was like the longest you've ever taken to answer.
Not sure. Feels lighter.
Okay. Okay, there's still some obstacles you're creating. Can everything just run smoothly in this development?
Yes.
Okay, so that's not coming up true. What would be bad about everything running smoothly?
Nothing.
Okay, it's not coming up true.
Huh.
Do you have to make sure it's not too easy?
I'm hearing the words yes, sir.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay. So let's start there. I think we might have to go a little deeper. Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure it's not too easy?
Yes, for sure.
Who do you have to prove to that what you do isn't easy and requires work and skill?
Nobody? Are you gonna want me to say my dad?
I'm not saying,
I
I'm
say
not trying to
nobody.
get you to say your dad or anyone. I'm just like, there's a certain energy of, you know, it's sort of like a prideful energy. It's like, this isn't easy. There's all these moving parts. There's all it's got to do. It's like, so look how hard I'm working. And if you make it too easy, people will be just like, well, you just did it. You just got money, so you can just throw it around and everything works for you and everything's fine. And but it's like, no, I have to. It's not just that simple, right?
I've always sorted for myself. I don't care about other people.
Okay, so that's not coming up true. I don't care about other people. So there's part of you does. Okay. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure people see that it's not really, really easy what you do?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you willing to step out of the story that you need people to see that you have value?
Yes.
Okay. Remember, it's great if people see that you have value. It's wonderful. But if you need them to see, that's coming from insecurity, that's coming from ego. Okay. So let's try it again. Do you have to make sure it's not too easy?
No.
It's lighter, but there's still some stuff there. Will it be as satisfying if it's really easy?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, that's coming up true. Will you deserve it if it's really easy?
Yes, for sure.
That's coming up true. Okay, so why don't you want it to be easy then? Will you be judged? That could be coming right back to this. Will you be judged if it's too easy?
No.
Okay, so that's coming up false. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure you don't get judged for things being too easy?
Yes.
Okay, and one more. If it's really easy, is there something wrong that you're missing?
No.
Okay, so that's not coming up true. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure it's not too easy, because then that means you've missed something?
Yes.
Okay, how's that feel?
Better, lighter.
Good. Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks for playing. All right, Melissa, are you ready? I'm going to try and promote you. Are you going to accept? She did it. She did it. She's coming. She's here, although she's muted and has her camera off.
Wait, here we go.
I can hear her.
Wait, where's the button here?
The one with the little
Um,
camera icon that says start
we
video underneath. There we go. Oh, you're on the phone. I can see
there
you.
we go. Yes, hi, how
All
are you?
right.
I
I'm
apologize
great. How
about
are
that
you?
earlier. Wonderful, great,
Okay.
thank God.
What's going on?
Wow, that's a very big question. So for me, like, one of the reasons why I wanted to kind of join this class is I'm a very big believer on the law of attraction and, believing in things as if they were not already there,
Mhm.
like Martin Luther King said, basically believing in the staircase, that just making that one step forward. That's all you need to see and just continuing forward to be able to know what your future holds, but constantly think positive. In the last, I would say, 7 years, I've endured a lot more than I can even than normal people. The things that you would hear in a story that's not even you would think it'd be made up. So I'm going to give you like a quick synopsis of what I've actually gone through. All my life, I've traveled and I've had a really good life. I had a great childhood growing up and everything. I went to college and I was a computer programmer and fixing computers and such. And then all of a sudden, I decided to get married at the age of 35 to the wrong guy. Obviously, I didn't seek my inner self to really see if this guy really vibrated in the level that I was looking at. And a couple years later, we ended up getting divorced. And then after that, I realized I was used for his immigrancy. I didn't realize that that's what his main agenda was. And then from there on, I ended up losing my dog, which was like he was my heart.
Mhm.
And then I ended up, declaring bankruptcy because my identity was stolen twice. And I found that people were using my card or my information to purchasing big things. So they were paying things on time, but it took for me to really look into it because I saw a transaction on my account one day and I was like, why is there a $600 pair of sunglasses on my account? So I was like, something's up. So then I went and I looked it up and I did a whole, pulling of my credit and I saw so many things in there and and obviously it was making my credit look good and I've always had decent credit, but it was just shocking to me. So then after seeking a lawyer and then having to lose my house because of the fact that I had to get a loan for 75,000 to turn it over from a co-op to a condo, it turns out that the people that were running the office, she ended up fleeing the country and she screwed up the whole finances of the apartment complex. So a lot of people got screwed and have their houses upside down. So I had to sell my house short sale. And then, mind you, right before that all happened, my brother died in 5 years ago. He was my best friend, and he died of stomach cancer. And at one point, my faith in God and spirituality was really high. I was singing for my church. I have a gift of singing, and I've never really embraced it. Mainly for my ex-husband wasn't really wanting to being supportive because he was like, how are you going to make a singing career and this, that, and the third? And everybody's always talking about your purpose life and this and that. And I've constantly been, you know, in my face, sing, sing, sing. I meet people that are in studios. I meet people that, I've always had this, it's like it's following me everywhere I go, no matter how much I ignore it, right?
Mhm.
And so moving forward, when I lost him and my faith went from constantly going to church and singing for the choir and things like that. And even I was even doing weekend singing for like kids that were lost and such. They were like orphanage and there was a bus for my church to pick up the orphan kids and bring them over. I just stopped singing altogether. I lost faith in God. I lost faith in everything. I said, excuse my friends, the hell with the law of attraction. I was just done. And I was to a point where I was in a very dark stage in my life that I just wanted to let go. And I was in deep prayer for God to take me just because I didn't want to live here anymore.
Mhm.
And so it took about almost 2 years before I finally got out of that, realizing that I can't, I'm the only child that my parents have left. And I said, you know what? I took a leap of faith. I left my job in New Jersey. I was getting paid really good money doing what I was doing. But it wasn't my purpose. I hated going to work every day. It was a constant struggle to be there, because I was in computer technology, fixing computers and doing technical support for an engineering company. And so I said, you know what? I took money out of my profit sharing and I said, that's it. I'm moving to Florida. I'm going to live with my parents and I'm going to start anew. And then they ended up helping me along with my money that I had in my 401k to go to school for real estate. So I'm hearing this guy's story prior to, me getting on, and I feel his pain, but although he's probably made quite a bit of money, I haven't made any, really very little money since I started this whole business. One of the main reasons why I ended up deciding to do it is because my brother got LLC right before he passed away. He was going to start flipping houses. And he used to work for NASA. He was a Cisco network engineer. And like I said, when he suddenly died, it's just like something part of me just died and I had no energy to do nothing. And now I'm at a point in my life where now I've been really meditating a lot. I've had lucid dreams a lot. I've had I literally picture myself in front of my very own yacht and I'm in the ocean and literally money's falling on me. You know what I mean? Like, so
Mhm.
I know that my meditations are starting to get quite better, but one of the main things that I struggle with right now is believing in myself and trying to get that connection with a customer to get people, because now not only am I an investor that I haven't been able to really flourish on yet, but I also became a private money broker as well, and I got my license and stuff like that. But it's like now it's like I'm back to, after having a really bad relationship with this guy that I reconnected after so many years, and he started becoming a crazy drinker and things like that from the pandemic, and he was depressed and he had a lot of issues already on his plate prior to that, from having to lose his son in Afghanistan to his wife having, an affair with a younger guy and things like that. There was a lot of things were going on. I ended up having to leave that situation and I got into a deeper depression. It's just recently that I started to pull myself out of that. And I know and I believe in myself that I know I can have a better life. And that's why I want to learn how to rewrite my reality in the past tense as if it already exists. One of the classes that I took from the festival that you guys are holding was writing a letter to money, telling money, I apologize for mistreating you. Because I've had come into money, but I've also lost it too as well. I'm always a helper. I'm always giving.
Yep.
And then I'm always losing. I'm such a giver. And sometimes I give to people that aren't ready to receive. But I've given so much that I've lost my own finances. So now I'm at a stage where I'm not working. I'm trying to run my business. I'm trying to look for a full-time job, and I might end up having to go back into the computer field just to kind of hold myself over temporarily so that I can feed into my business. But I'm losing confidence in myself on making those transactions. I'm procrastinating. I'm dragging my legs. I don't know. That's where I'm at right now. And sorry for it's a crazy story, I know, but that's where I'm at.
Okay. Do people always take advantage of you?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot.
Yep.
A whole lot.
Was this from the time that you had that marriage, or was this through your life?
Through my life, like even growing up,
Okay.
I would go clubbing with the girls and stuff, and I'm always paying for everybody. I'm spoiling everybody, and I would never really have a lot of friends that reciprocated. So yeah, even relationships.
Yeah. And this is why you're ending up in these relationships, because you've made your life about giving and not receiving. Okay. So actually in that book, there's a section on being a giver, and you don't want to be a giver. Okay. And this doesn't mean you don't want
I've
to
learned
give,
that lesson.
right? Yeah. Givers
My lesson
only
the hard way.
givers get so uncomfortable when they receive that they will find ways to make sure they don't receive.
Oh my God, that's so true.
Okay.
That's
Now,
so true.
when you are willing to stop being a giver and stop identifying yourself as a giver so that you can give and receive, it's going to change the dynamic of the relationships you have. It's going to allow you to have more money, because you can't receive money if you're a giver, right? That's why when you get into a situation, okay, I'm gonna buy a house and I'm gonna make all this money off the house. No, that can't happen because I'm a giver. So we have to have that girl run away with all the money, cause the whole deal to collapse, and that way, okay, I'm not a receiver. I'm back to being a giver again, right? So you've been creating your reality based on this story. Okay. Now here's the thing. It always comes down from, well, why is it so important? Do you have any value if you're not a giver?
It's funny that you asked that, because I was just talking about that to a good friend of mine that does EMDR. And she actually asked me that question. She's like, I almost feel like you don't value yourself if you don't make other people smile, or if you're not giving to somebody else. Do you feel that way? And I was like, you know what? I've never thought of it that way, but yeah, like sometimes I feel like I need to have everybody like me, and I don't know why. Like I always have to go above and beyond to show them how amazing I am when I don't really have to go that far.
So are you
So yes,
willing to step out of the story that you only
absolutely.
have value when you're giving to others?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. When people are giving to you, are they taking away your value?
No.
That's not coming up true. So are you willing to step out of the story that when people give to you, they're taking away your value?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I want you to look at giving from the other side too. So, how do you feel when you give a gift to someone?
I feel wonderful.
Okay. And how do you feel when they're like light up and go, "Oh my God, Melissa, thank you so much."
It makes me feel so good. Like makes me feel like I just made somebody's day.
Okay. So, why are you so adamant to not let people feel that way when they give stuff to you?
Wow. It's almost like, and it sounds twisted, but I guess it's obvious that because I'm always like, oh, you don't have to do that for me, and it's okay, and don't spend money on me, and you don't have to do that. And it's almost like, why do I feel like I'm not worthy when I am? I
Mhm.
should know that I'm worthy. So obviously there's something there
Yeah.
because I feel like you don't have to do that. Don't spend that kind of money on me. And you didn't have to, it's okay. I know your friendship alone is a gift for me alone, and this and that. And it's almost like I feel like I'm not worthy.
There's that,
And I
but
shouldn't feel that way.
there's also about a bit of ego going on in there because I'm the giver. Don't give to me. You don't have to. I got this. I'm good. I'm the giver. Stop trying to be the giver in my
Mm-hmm.
relationship. Right. So,
Yep. That's so true.
so are you willing to
That's
step out of the story
100%
that
true. Like, wow.
you have to be the giver in your relationships?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. 100%. Yes.
So I want you to start using a couple words a lot more often now. And that's thank you. So it's like, Melissa, let me get that for you. Oh, thank you. Not, you don't have to do that. No, I'm okay now. Just thank you. Melissa, let me help
Thank
you out
you.
here. Thank you. And just receive and let that transaction end that way. And when someone gives you something, you do not have to balance the scales. You do not have to keep track. Oh, I got this from this person. I got this person helped me out here. So I owe them and I owe them. And I got to balance out and make sure it's all good, because that's just you getting back into the, now I've got to make sure I flip it the other way. So now I'm the giver again. When
You're right.
someone gives you something, receive, transaction over. The thank you is that's it. If they're trying to give you something to create an obligation, then don't accept that. Right? Or be clear. It's like, oh, so this isn't a gift. This is an exchange. This is like, so so everyone sees what's going on, because a gift is like, here you go, get a thank you, you're
It's a
done.
gift and that's it. Yeah.
Right. Right. And
Makes sense.
keep this going forward too, because I know you're already giving, but never give to anyone unless you're okay with never getting repaid, whether it's money, whether it's action, whether it's whatever. Don't do it unless you're okay with the transaction being over once you give, because otherwise you're giving and you're giving, and then you're sitting there going, why is no one giving back? Well, they're not supposed to. It's gifts. Right? You start to be more discerning in your giving, and you're going to attract people that are in that same space, so that they're giving out of love and generosity. You're giving out of love and generosity, but it's going all the way. And in the end, it all bounces out naturally, but you don't have to keep track of it. You don't have to worry about it. You're just in this space of, I have giving friends and I'm a giving person, but I'm not the only giver. And I'm not only giving, I'm receiving as well.
Right. Right. You're right. That makes so much sense. That's probably a lot of the reason why I'm constantly getting roadblocks and I'm losing confidence in even making money. I mean, it just makes a lot of sense, like with everything that you're just saying, and even just with my relationships and friends, and because that's exactly where I was at one point. I'm like, how come I helped you so much financially, and you're not even wanting to reciprocate or give it back? And so it's like, you know what? You're right. I come to terms where I gave that, and that was my decision. I should have given it, knowing that I was never going to receive it back.
Yeah.
You know. Mm, wow. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. How are you feeling?
I feel open. I feel like I just let off a brick on my back. I feel like I just had a bit of a revelation of myself right now of why I've had those times of toughness, and because I'm always feeling like, man, I'm such a loving and amazing person, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, it's just that that's how I feel about myself. And everybody's always like, man, Melissa, you're so great and this and that. But it's not about them liking me. I shouldn't care about whether people like me or not. It's all about me liking and appreciating and loving myself, period. And like you said, giving to those that, if I'm going to give, I'm going to give, and that's it. Not look to receive. And if I'm going to be attracting relationships of those that are givers like me, because I'm going to be honest, I would love to have a love life of meeting someone like me.
Okay.
I would love to, and I want to attract that, someone that's like me, how attentive I am in my friendships and in my relationships. I'm a very nurturing type of person. And a lot of times I don't do that to accept something back, whether I cook you a fresh meal or nothing, but like you said, a simple thank you. But yet I've struggled with that. Like, oh, no, it's all right. No problem. I did that because I wanted to. So you really opened my eyes on a couple of different things that I needed to see. I feel really rejuvenated right now where you just put things in perspective for me.
Happy to help.
Yes, you're amazing. Thank you. I was
Thank
in
you.
your last class, so you're amazing and I appreciate you.
I
So what do you
appreciate
think I should do as far as, why is the procrastination there? What is there a fear of? Why?
Oh, there's
What
going
should
to be a
I
whole bunch of things.
affirmations?
There's going to be a whole bunch of things under that as well. Unfortunately, we're over 4 o'clock Eastern,
Yes, that's
so
fine.
we're going to have to end the show. But
Yes, that's
I am talking at the Purpose and Profit Summit, which is going on for the next 2 days. I'm putting the link here and on Facebook. And there is still, where'd it go? Here it goes. There are still 6:30 and 10 o'clock last Monday events going on tonight, where I'll be working on more people. We got the business one coming up at 6:30 and the mindset one at 10 o'clock. So if people are still awake, depending on what time zone you're in, come on in for that. And don't forget all the amazing things on the Breakthrough Show. And I got to write down when all the shows are, but there's so many that it's just a lot. I could take like 10 minutes just telling you when the shows are, because Jessica keeps adding shows. Why do you keep adding shows, Jessica? All right, so that's
Thank
all
you
we're
so
going to do
much.
for today. You're welcome. That's all we're going to do for today. Thank you for being with Rewriting Reality. We're going to be back again the last Monday of the month next month. Have an amazing day. Be well, be aware, and be magical. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Sending love and light.